Tefl-Dude here. Quick disclaimer, this is just a technical walkthrough on how I set up Windows to Go on an external SSD for a Surface Pro with a dead hard drive, but it can be for any laptop. Follow at your own risk. Hi, Tefl-Dude here. Now today I'm going to show you how to install Windows on a hard drive, not one that is in your computer, but one that is external to your computer. And then what you'll do is run this hard drive on anybody's computer you like, because in reality, the hard drive is where all your data is, all your life is. If you lose the laptop, that's not important. If you lose the hard drive, that is important. And if the hard drive dies in a computer, you've lost everything. So why do you want to do this? This is called Windows to Go. Now, traditionally, when you install Windows, you would install it from the ISO onto this little file here, and then use this to install it into the hard drive, which is in your computer. Here, we're just going to install it directly from the ISO into here, and then we're going to take it to whichever computer we're going to use more often. We're going to plug it in, and we're going to download the drivers for that computer onto here, and this is going to be our hard drive, our home. And why would you want to do that, you might ask? Well, the primary reason I'm making this video is that somebody wrote to me, and as you can see, this computer here is the Surface Pro. And if the hard drive dies in there, you can't really exchange it, at least not on versions 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, which this is for. I do believe 8, 9, and 10 you can take out the hard drive, blah, blah, blah. But what if it dies on the older models? Well, I just realized I've made videos about using Mac and installing it on the external hard drive and not even needing to use the internal system of the Mac. Well, why not do it with Windows? And I'm going to show you how we do it. In fact, what you're looking at now on the computer here is a Surface Pro with Windows 11. Now, I'm going to install, this is Windows 10. I'm going to show you how it works on this computer. And I'm going to show you how to create a Windows 11 one. This is Windows 10. The way you make it is exactly the same. Now, you might say, do I have Windows 10 or 11? I've often asked people, what do you have? And they don't know. And the way to find out is if you click the icon, if the icon is in the middle, like here on my Surface, that's Windows 11. If I do have Windows 11 on my Legion, but if you see here, if I click here, that is what the Windows 10 normally looks like. You have the icon in the left side, and when you pop it up, you have all the folders and stuff and the list of the programs. So that's Windows 10, but I wanted Windows 10 look on my Windows 11. But if you have that, it's Windows 10. If you have it in the middle, like this one, it's Windows 11. Now, the reason I mention that is I'm going to show you by plugging this into my Surface Pro and rebooting it and making the reboot start from USB always. So first of all, it's important that you decide which is going to be the main computer. Now, if you have a computer at school and it doesn't have all the programs you want, well, you can just take this. Make sure you somehow learn how to get into the BIOS and open up the ability that the USB is the first port of call. Then you can run this on any computer you like. All you have to do is investigate how to get in the BIOS of a computer and how to make the USB run first. I'm going to show you on the Surface Pro only, and maybe on my Lenovo. The rest you'll have to do for yourself. This video is primarily made for somebody who wrote to me and said, well, I can't take out the Surface Pro hard drive, so please, is there a way to do it? This is the way to do it. So I'm going to plug this in now and restart the Surface Pro from the USB only. Okay, so I've plugged it in. You can see it's popped up. And you can see that is the Windows 10 system. And I just want to show you that it works. So I'm going to turn the computer off. So I'm going to shut it down. So remember, in order to start this from the USB, you have to get into the BIOS. So you hold down the volume up button and press slightly the power button and then let go of the power button. I'll show you what I mean here. Holding down that button, volume, pressing the power. Now I've let go of the power. I'm just holding the volume up and you can see the red bars come up. And now we are on this. Now remember, most Surface Pro people say, oh, the keyboard doesn't work, la 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 la, or I don't have a keyboard, I don't have a mouse. Well, just buy a mouse. I'm using a USB mouse here to do this. So we click on security, change the configuration, and we want none, okay? Must admit this mouse is a little annoying. And now in boot configuration, you notice Windows Boot Manager is first. We need to put USB at the top and we need to secure it so it's at the top. So this button here, configuration lock, I'm going to unlock it, put the USB to the top, and then I'm going to lock it again so that normally you'd want Windows to go first once you've installed Windows. But if we're going to be putting this USB hard drive in all the time, if that's going to be our main hard drive, then we want the USB to be there permanently. So I've locked it. So here we're going to exit, and then it should open up with my Windows 10. Now I am recording the Windows via a capture card into my computer, which is why it's kind of gone blank, because obviously there's no driver for that at the moment. And that's why I'm recording it with my phone, to show you it working. And so there we are in my Windows 10. Don't believe me? Let's check. And so now, just to check that we're in Windows 10, go to Start, and you can see it has the Windows 10 lookalike view. And that's all you need to know. Don't worry about these icons. I just decided to download everything from ninite.com, which you should go to as well. I've made a video about that. I'll put a link on the description, what you should do when you do a clean install. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch this off and I'm going to put on a different USB. I'm going to show you how to install Windows 11. And I am going to use this, even though it does have Windows 11 on it. I'm just going to show you, imagine nothing works. We're going to install it from the USB, okay? Okay, so in order to do this, you need to get yourself a little external hard drive. Make sure it's not a pen drive, although it would work from a pen drive, but just very slowly. Make sure you get an external hard drive. I'll put a link in the description to some different kinds of hard drives I've got and used. Make sure it's an internal SSD. So this is my external hard drive. It's popped up. Now remember, if yours, if you've been using yours, don't worry. You can put it in there. It will be cleaned for you by the Rufus system. Now the Rufus is what you need in order to put the ISO file. So make sure, first of all, you get your ISO, whether it's Windows 10 or Windows 11. I'll show you very, very quickly how to do that. If you want Windows 10, but I don't know why you would, because, you know, it's dying soon, you need to open it with the media creation to save an ISO file. So we download that, run that. It asks us to a few things to get it set. I'm just showing you how quickly to download the ISO. So you'll be asked to accept the conditions. Again, it's a bit laborious, but I'll zip through it quickly. And now make sure you click the second option because you want the ISO file. Click next. And here you can choose which one. Just untick this and you can choose whichever country you want. I would like the United Kingdom, 64-bit. Click next. And make sure you click ISO file. Next. And then you save it somewhere. I've saved mine to my downloads folder called Windows to Go. And you can see there it is. It doesn't have a number next to it, unlike the Windows 11, which has the title. it just says Windows ISO. I've already got it, so you could save it, but I've already got it. So you click save, I'm going to click cancel. Regarding Windows 11, it's a lot easier. Go to the link in the description below and just keep scrolling until you see ISO file. Click on that, confirm that you want it, choose one of the languages. So I would choose English United States, confirm, and then you need to download it right away. And there you can see it downloading, but I don't need it. The next thing you need is Rufus. This is really important. This is how you're going to make the Windows to go. Simply go to the link in the description, and I would download the portable version. There is a standard version, you'd have to install that. Portable's absolutely fine. And what I'm going to do is open up the folder where everything is. So here's my Windows 10, my Windows 11, and then I just need to put in my Rufus. Now, because it's portable, the Rufus, first time you run it, you get some files, but you have to close it and run it again. So I'm going to run it the first time. It makes a noise. And then I say, sure, whatever. And then close it out and run it again. And you'll see a little file will be created. A little file there. So now we're going to run it again. And here we have everything we need. So I'll just close out these other files. Now, first of all, it needs to find my drive. It can't see it. If yours can't be seen, click Show Advanced Drive Options, List Hard Drives, and there you can see there's my 256 gig. Remember, you can use a 500 or terabyte, however big you want it, it's okay. We're going to select our folder. So now we're going to select our ISO. I'm going to select the Windows 11, because most of you should be learning how to install Windows 11 anyway. Everything else stays the same. Apart from this, it's not a standard installation of Windows, it's a Windows to go. And I'm actually going to label it Windows to go. So there you go, I've given it the name Windows to go. Leave everything as it is and just simply press start. Now, because I've got Surface Pro, it's automatically activated as a Pro model. So I'm going to click Windows 11 Pro. But maybe you have a Windows Home registration key, you should use that. Okay, so here it says prevent Windows from accessing internal disk. No, I'm quite happy with it doing that because I'm the owner. Remove the requirement for a Microsoft account. You want to do that, and that's why Rufus is really good for if you do want to install it on a USB to install in a computer. This stops you needing a Microsoft account. Very good. The rest I'll leave apart from disable data, which I'm happy about. Run, it's going to delete everything on the hard drive, make sure it doesn't have folders that you need, and then you just simply wait. Depending on the speed of your hard drive, depends on how fast this is going to do it. So I'll pause the video and then come back when it's done. And it's ready. So we can close this. And I'm just going to simply pull it out of the USB slot and stick it into the Surface Pro 7. So here it is, all ready and waiting. Now I've plugged it in, and because, remember last time I locked the ability to open with USB, it should open straight into there. If yours doesn't, just close it down. Remember, volume up and the power button, keep holding the volume up until the BIOS comes, and move the system back up with the USB at the top. I'm just going to press open. Okay, so let's see what's going to happen. The Windows logos come on. The red bar at the top means the USB has been enabled. So what's going to happen here is the Windows system isn't going to just magically appear. It's like we're doing a fresh installation. but we're installing it into the hard drive where we put the ISO. That's why it's called Windows to Go. Now, this might be useful for many of you who have never done an installation of Windows 11 and you want to know how, or you want some practice. This is good for that purpose as well. Okay, so my mouse is working. Remember, I put the mouse on. Let's see if I can find the UK. There we go, and yes. And the great thing about this is you won't be asked for an email, whereas normally you would be. US keyboard, that's okay, US keyboard's okay. I'll add a second later date. Now, regarding the Wi-Fi, do not put the Wi-Fi on yet. It'll be much quicker if you don't, because otherwise it could be downloading updates and it'll take forever. So don't do the Wi-Fi yet. So click I do not have internet. And we're going to accept all the license agreement. And I'm just going to quickly put a name in here. Now, I'm not going to put a password in. You can always do that later. I'm not going to put a password in because then it's going to ask me to loads of questions to remember the password, and I don't want to do that. Ta-da! There we are. How cool is that? Now, all of these other icons you don't see because we didn't connect to the internet. Now, I've got an Ethernet cable here because I bought the dongle that has Ethernet. But you could always just put your password in to your Wi-Fi. Okay. So I've just connected that, and now you saw all of those icons pop up just because I was connected to the internet. This also will show you that your Windows is activated. And what I'm going to do now is just very quickly add the icons onto the desktop that I want. You should do this as well. Check out my link above about how and what you should do the moment you get a new installation. And one of the things I like to do is personalize. And I'll make it nicer like this. And just go down to themes and click on desktop icons. I don't know why they don't do this anymore, but these should always be on your desktop. And there you go. And I'll just put them in order, sort by item type. Now, I've just been waiting a few seconds and things have been flashing because slowly what it does, it downloads the latest driver. So I'm just going to quickly check if it's done that. Okay, so there, as you can see, you do have to wait a while, but it will start downloading everything, the Surface firmware, all that kind of stuff. So remember to put it into the actual computer that you're going to be using a lot, because then it'll have the drivers you need. So if this was a computer at school, I would be plugging it in there, getting the drivers for the school system, and then I could just take it home with me on my hard drive, put programs on it, use those programs in school, and use the hardware at school. So hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope having a Windows to Go is going to help you too. Don't forget to subscribe, give this a like, and I'll see you on the next video.